JB's probably the smart one here. He's gone out a little more gently than the other two, maybe conserving his tyres a little bit, getting ready to attack towards the end of this race.
He really needs Dick to finish in about 6th spot or so, and John to win it.
Maybe you'll punt him off.
And then, no, I don't think so. Not unless he's got another team to go to next year. Let's recap them for you on our Caltex race score. Peter Brock is your race leader from Dick Johnson. John Bauer, 3rd. 4th spot held by Glenn Seaton. And 5th by Tony Longhurst. We should be back in a moment. Dick Johnson.
Glenn's car looks good. It's not sliding or bucking too much. It's just doing the job, which is a good thing, and he should be there towards the end.
Don't forget the question that we raised for you, that you can have your say on a 1-hour timed race, as all the events have been this year, with the exception of the Wanneroo round, which was a 50-minute race.
And Lakeside, which was 30, wasn't it?
I thought that went for half a day.
Yeah, I think.
Top 5 cars here, Sierras, and of course I guess that's a large part of what our poll is about. These cars have been so dominant the past 2 seasons. Is there a need to change, to put some competitiveness back into A, Holden, and B, bring back some of the other makes that have gone by the board in the last couple of seasons?
They go beneath the bridge, Brocky, DJ and JB.
Glenn Seaton, 4th spot. Tony Longhurst is in 5th, and the first non-Sierra in 6th position is George Fury, followed by Alan Moffat. Bridges, who went to the pits earlier for a tyre change, is now back up to 10th spot and closing on the leading division.
Dick's still having a go. You watch that car duck and dive around. It's having a bit of a slide. You've got to wonder what it's doing to the tyres. You know, the half-race distance now, they can only take that sort of treatment for so long. You watch Brock when you're in the car with him, he actually turns a bit past the point. He's got a bit of understeer in his car and it comes out a little bit taily, but he certainly looks more relaxed than the car than Dick, and his car's not ducking and diving as quite as much, so it's still a very interesting race.
Car number 33, we mentioned him earlier, 17-year-old Brooke Tatnall, running for Toyota today as part of their Start Search program. Bradley, you'd know, after watching this youngster, it might seem a little underpowered for him. He's used to about 400 or 500 horsepower around on the clay tracks.
Is he ever? I'm a sprint car fan. I always go out on the Friday and the Saturday night, watch them at Liverpool and Granville. And Brooks probably trying to work out what the other pedal is there. He's not used to pressing a clutch down, I wouldn't think, but he's doing a great job today.
Well, he qualified only a tick behind John Faulkner and John Smith and the other 2 Toyota Corollas, so he hasn't done half bad on that point alone.
Well, he's one of a number of youngsters from all forms of motorsport, the Toyota. They're given an opportunity to run in their Star Search program this year. The top 2 drivers will get to run at Mount Panorama in the Tooheys 1000 a little later in the year.
I think Brooke would have to be looking pretty good for that at the moment.
So he continues on in the Toyota. And they look good to take out the Manufacturers' Championship side of proceedings. It'll also be resolved here this afternoon. So Brooke Tatnall, youngster, continues on. He'd have been just as happy if it had rained and thrown some mud on the circuit, but it's play.
Then he'd start looking for some horsepower.
Yeah, that's right. Is Georgie Fury and Alan Moffat. Also running in the top 10 this afternoon, George, the winner of Winton Round, the penultimate round of the championship. Fury is in position 6, Moffat in position number 7.
Fury, the first of the non-Sierras.
Good to see Alan up there with them this afternoon. Very determined. Running in the ANZ colours. Also supported for the Enduros later this year. Also running a 2-car team for Bathurst and the Tooheys 1000.
Neville Crichton in the second of the Benson and Hedges entries has fallen victim to the pace and gone to the pits, but Tony Longhurst is still out there circulating just up ahead of this pair.
Tel Malmo Farmer, Georgie Fury, little ray of sunshine he brought to Nissan after a season of fairly hard competition, winning the Winton round, and did it superbly.
You notice how Alan's gradually increasing the tempo throughout the season. Yep. You just get the feeling that when we get to Bathurst again, that little ANZ car is going to be at the head of the field somewhere.
Wound up like a rubber band he'll be by the time we get to Mount Panorama, and all raring to go.
And he also picked up on the way to Bathurst a guy by the name of Rudy Eggenberger, won't do any harm, and also Klaus Nietzwitz, the man who teamed with him last year. They look like being I guess it's hard to say a guy that's running around in 7th spot at the moment, but you get to Bathurst, an endurance race, and all of a sudden he pole vaults 6 spots and becomes the favourite. That's Alan's style. Loves endurance racing. He's having a great scrap here with George Fury at the moment.
He's having a little poke for sure, and I'll tell you what, he's in a good position here because it'll be interesting to see who's got the squirt, and I think I know where I'd have my money, so to speak, pardon the pun. Oh, and Chris Lambden's Borough Pairs Commodore has gone into the wall right at the bottom of the straight and taken the back right off the car. Goodness me. That's been a very solid knock. He's gone in there absolutely smack bang backwards by the look of it. Lucky not to rupture the fuel tank. I'd be getting out of that thing pretty quickly.
Well, there is an unofficial trophy for the first normally aspirated car to finish in the championship, and he was the points leader. I don't think he's going to collect now.
Oh, that's a pity. Jimmy Richards, car number 2. Up to 9th. See Jim two-wheeling it over the top of Honda.
We had to hang up on Richo then.
Might get him back for chat.
Richo, it's Brother Crompton here. Can you hear me?
Hi, brother. How are you?
All right, buddy.
I can't shake hands at the moment.
No, we'll reserve that for later. So what sort of times are you doing? Oh, hang on to it, Richo.
Not fast enough.
It looked pretty fast then, mate. Is that something I should be copying?
It was about hitting you. Didn't do it quite right, is it?
Yeah. Jim, it's probably a little bit frustrating after the car was so competitive at Winton.
Oh, yes, but, you know, you got to keep trying and keep going.
The motorsport world during the week were impressed to see the photos of the new car. That must have you excited for 1990.
Yes, it certainly does. I think it'll be a very, very good package. And, you know, the cars have gone extra well as they've gone on this season, so to get something new like that next year will be real good.
You're looking forward to Bathurst with a consistent car like this?
I am. It's got faster as the races have gone by, but I think at Bathurst it'll be at its peak.
Well, thanks again, Jim. It's great looking over your shoulder, and we won't interrupt you for much longer because I think it might be a bit distracting.
I'd like to try and catch someone to run. Thanks, mate.
Okay. I might talk to you for another half an hour.
Back in the lead, Peter Brock. 0-5 with about 13 minutes to go for the grand final of the Touring Car Championship, and it appears that he's got away from Dick just a little bit. As they come on to the start-finishing straight, let's have a look at it. Recap them for you on the Caltex race score.
Sure has.
Peter Brock is our race leader. Dick Johnson runs in second. John Bauer is third. Glenn Seaton fourth, and Tony Longhurst is fifth.